Do you have a dirty little secret? Welcome to the club.
And you're all invited.
The first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We're handing out memberships, free of charge.
Step up to the VIP line and let Dayna and Brimstone take you on a weekly ride of secrets and debauchery.
Now buckle up, Buttercup, because things are about to get heated on the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Dirty Little Secrets Club. We are your hosts.
I'm Dayna Pereira.
And this is Brimstone, and we've got an awesome episode because we got an awesome guest coming on today. Got my girl, Michele Traina from the Divorce Diaries show. She's a comedian. She is a actress. She is an all-around swell gal, and she's dirty. She's dirty. So I'm assuming that she's going to get all nasty with Dayna, and I'm going to sit here with my eyes closed half the time with some of these secrets.
Yes. Hello. I'm very excited to get down and dirty. And the host of What's Up New York. My boss will kill me if I don't say that. That's how we met, Brim.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Where were we? We were at the
Pig Island.
Pig Island. I can't keep my goddamn events together. But yeah, we met there, and what do you call it? We found out that we have the same manager. So what do you call it? Because if we say
Not
agent,
agent.
he'll get mad.
He said he's a mangent. That's what he likes to be called.
A freaking agent.
A mangent?
He says that you're his work wife because he speaks to you so often.
He says that? Well, that's because
Yes.
I have OCD and I want to work 24 hours a day and I call him on every single thing. Yes, he does call me his work wife.
Yeah, I told him. And
Or is it because you're a pain in the ass? Is that why?
Maybe both.
So I'm gonna fill you guys in. I told him, I said, I have to have you and the crew work on something for me because I want a role and I am gonna manifest it. So we're all gonna continue to help me manifest this because I want the role of Ben the Thing Grimm in the new Fantastic Four movie. So, what do you call it? I am going to be posting it soon. These are not necessarily the final photos, but those of you who are watching Dirty Little Secrets Club will hopefully be seeing them first. But this is a shot of me imagined as the Thing, Ben Grimm. So if you don't know the Thing, he's the big rock character in Fantastic Four. So what do you call it? I think I could pull him off.
Nice.
I think I could pull it off. So I told him, I said, you got to find the people and get me that audition. All I need is the audition.
The audition,
I don't care.
right.
Just get me the audition. So I'm going to manifest it and I'm gonna make it happen. So
Well, you know, Brim, it is a powerful time for manifesting right now. We just had the 12/12 portal going on here. New moon. It's a powerful time for manifesting.
Wow.
You know I like my woo-woo shit.
we're doing the
Yeah,
woo-woo
same.
shit.
I'm same
Okay.
with you, Dana. I'm all about it.
So before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Divorce Diaries? This way everybody knows about your comedy shtick that you're doing around the country.
Yes. So Divorce Diaries is a one-woman comedy show that I created back in end of 2015. I put it up as like a play, one-woman play, because I've done one-woman shows before. It was kind of in the structure I created. And then I had done improv for years. And then when I shifted with my marriage, I shifted a little bit my career and paused on acting full-time and improv. So I wanted to go back to improv. And then I started going into stand-up instead. And as I was developing Divorce Diaries, I turned it into a comedy show because I felt like, why get depressed over this shit? You know, let's make people laugh. And there was so many things going on in the dating aspect that it was like a healing tool. Like I was getting hurt. I had fallen in love with it. It was just a whole mess. So I created this one-woman comedy show. I always envisioned that it would also be like a TV series, a reality show, something that would reach a broader audience. And I'm an actor. So of course I want to, we all create kind of our material and want to get it picked up or find another space for our story to be told. So I wrote a TV pilot a couple years ago. I shot it on my own. Like I raised funds for it. So it's a TV pilot. It's a live show. Now I have a web series out on my YouTube channel that was sponsored by Solid State Coffee. So it's a whole entertainment brand, and it's also a comedy special on Amazon Prime. I shot a special of it last year. So it's a whole plethora of things.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
And by the
Speaking
way,
of
guys,
manifesting.
I'm gonna play her ex-husband in the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
your beard is as long as his. His beard is pretty long, just like yours.
I want to be the good guy. I want to be the nice guy.
He's
I don't
not
wanna
a
be the
bad
bad
guy. He's actually not a bad guy in this story.
Okay.
So all the
Okay.
men I date after are.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I
All right,
love
then I'll
that
be
though.
the
There's
ex.
there's
They're
so
assholes.
much relatability in what you're doing because I mean, let's be real. Like, what do they say? 50% of relationships. I don't know what the actual statistic is,
60.
but half of relationships end in divorce. And I love that
Yeah.
you're saying, oh no, he's actually not a bad guy. My ex and I still get along really, really well. Like I still think he's a
Right.
great guy. It just didn't work out.
I can't.
Yeah,
stand
I
my
mean,
ex.
one of my friends used to say about his ex-wife tells him, "Great father, shitty husband." Like, and she'll say that out in public. My shout out Mark Premiano for it because, like, I keep laughing when he says his story because the ex-wife will do it in public. I don't do, but like. It at the end of the day, my ex and I are not best friends, but I think a lot of the co-parenting challenges are real, and that can be made fun of too. And also like the single mom juggling the PTO, juggling the men I date. I moved in with my family. I have a big Italian Catholic household that I moved in with my nonna, my handicapped dog. I had my parents. I was trying to date, and it was like a shit show.
This is a reality series.
That's how I was like the Real Housewife without the house, or like I would say I'm the divorced Carmela Soprano because I would get so frustrated with the men I would date that I would react really negatively, which is why I took up boxing because of an issue that I had with an ex-boyfriend.
So you could take out some kneecaps.
As opposed to cracking them across the
boxing
face.
is the face day. Boxing's the face. Kickboxing, maybe. Kickboxing.
Oh no,
We'll
I
get the
needed to
kneecaps.
box.
Yeah. Get out that aggression in a legal way.
In a legal way.
Yeah, I dated a cop who was big, thick Puerto Rican guy who broke my heart, and it really inspired me to go back into comedy in a way that I could release all the anxiety I had from it. And that really kickstarted a lot of the material about the men that I date. And then I thought he was my worst relationship. And he was actually, now that I look back, my best relationship post-divorce, but which is pretty pathetic. But that's probably my own bad patterning. And I'm realizing that now after 8 years.
We all have room for growth.
I want to know
I
what
need
you
a
mean
lot.
by big, thick, thick. What does that mean?
Thick Puerto Rican man. Yeah,
What
I
is
want to
that?
hear that.
What
He
is
said, did he
thick?
have an ass?
He's thick and he's thick.
Okay.
Thick hands,
Wow.
thick head, thick body. He's
Do
in
we
shape, but he's
nickname
not.
him Beer Can?
We can name him Bear Can. I call him the cop in my show. He's in the character's in the pilot. And it's played by my friend Vic Cedeno, who doesn't really look like him. I did that on purpose. He's Puerto Rican as well, but he doesn't look like the guy that I dated was like this scary, like, do you ever like ugly sexy?
That's
You know what I
me.
mean?
I'm ugly. Sexy.
But it's like sexy, ugly, scary. That's my type, which is really, again,
Pattern.
bad pattern.
Danielle's right now going, Markov can't hang out with Michelle.
Yeah.
And,
What do you call
and wrestlers, like, that's why when we met and you said you were a wrestler, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a thing for these bad boy athletic types. And I was like, I think that the guy was attracted to him because he was big, and I was like, oh, it's sexy. And then another guy was a coach and big again. He was 6'5".
Oh my goodness. I'm not that tall. I'm short.
Yeah.
I'm 5'11" and a half. I just missed that 6 foot mark. By this much. So with that, I make up with my ego. I just make up with, I'm good.
I mean, I've dated the younger guy, the younger and the shorter too. Like I had a Cuban producer that I had a romance with that really hurt me.
Oh man. These are
I will
just like
toss him
one
across the
right
river.
after the other, huh?
Pretty much. They are like, well, the Cuban producer was like a friend first, and then we had like this romance in LA, and then he totally was like, after it happened, he was like, no, I just want to be your friend with benefits, and it like destroyed me.
Oh.
So I
you caught those
reverberated by
feels, huh?
creating. Yeah. And so like I kind of take back by creating sketches about them and like blasting them.
Yeah, I like it. Listen, you will
With that
learn on
devilish
this
grin on her
show.
face.
I love me some petty revenge, and I feel like
Yes,
this
Dayna.
is petty revenge, and I am here for it.
Dayna and her petty revenge are a thing.
I have a feeling Dana and I were going to get along. I was like, I feel like a lot of women can connect to that because they feel like we can't do it because then we look quote unquote crazy. But when I finally said, fuck that nonsense, is because what happens is I get manipulated into feeling like I have to cover and shut my mouth when what the person is doing is fucked up. Like the guy sent me a video unboxing my gift to him, telling me how much he didn't want to be with me. And I say, dude, it's fucked up, right? I showed my therapist.
That's a little messed up, man. Wow.
It's extremely messed up. And this is a man in Hollywood who has like connections. And I just really screwed him. I hate him.
Oh my God. I hate him. You bastard.
I hate him. You want
If
me to
I
slap
ever see him
around
again,
for
I'm
you?
going to
Holy
kick him into.
crap. That's kind of messed up. How do you do that?
Oh, I'll tell you why. Because he felt like saying what he needed to say was good for me. So I sent him this gift after he had me at his house. We ruined the sheets, by the way. That was gross. It was. I had my period. We had sex. It was a whole.
Oh, that's awesome. You made a crime scene.
I felt like he really liked me because we did it on my period, and then I realized that God was throwing me a huge red flag, literally, and I just pushed right
Wow. Yeah. Well, apparently he pushed right through, but that's not a positive thing. I mean, you should have told him to go away. You know. All right. Well, I feel awful for you. But I also feel that
well, I mean, also
fantastic.
like the guise of I'm doing this to be honest with you, like, oh, I have such high moral standing that I'm going to be a dick under the guise that I'm doing this for you because I'm just so honest.
Yeah, and he exactly. That is what the last guy just recently was talking to and dating in my head. Dating, you know, because there's all these different words like, are we dating? Are we not? I guess I'm in my head where I'm establishing that we're dating because we slept together. He said to me, he goes, I just don't want to hurt you. Well, then stop hurting me.
Yeah, you know that you could just not then, right?
Or he said, this was my favorite line. He said it to me. When he doesn't answer my text back, he'll say, I'm not trying to be a dick.
Oh,
or he's like, I could be a bigger dick. That's what he'll say. I could be a bigger dick. And I was like, well, I've slept with you. You can't be.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have another pattern. You like them big.
I do. And the thing is, like, I know that's insulting to a man. Like, because the last guy was like a friend. He's like, why are you hitting me low? I'm like, because you're hitting me low by refusing to talk to me when you're away on your work. Like, goes away for work a lot. And he keeps telling me I remind him of his ex. I'm like, well, maybe because your ex was fucking right. You're acting like a douchebag.
He has a family somewhere else. That's what I'm going
all
with.
This is perfect because she's got all this great material from it. so it could be worse. It could absolutely be worse.
Don't say that.
Wow. You know what? Maybe these dirty little secrets today will actually make you feel better.
Yes,
We can just add to your material.
I mean, I have a lot of dirty little secrets that I pretty much talk about, but yes, I'm excited to hear them.
These are gonna be good. I just can't. I listen. I guess dating in New York City is not necessarily a positive experience. Well, look, they made a whole series out of it. What, Sex in the City? So you know.
I have a good dirty secret. I don't know if I should share it, but it's really juicy.
I mean, you
Share
should
at the end.
always share it.
Dana's like goading you. She's like,
Let's see if it's the juiciest out of all the ones we read. Maybe mine will be juicier.
Okay.
You guys decide. I'm curious to hear your opinion.
Well, that might
All
be why all the guys are interested in you because it's juicier. I mean, I don't know. I can only just.
I'm not juicy enough if they leave after we sleep.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. Well, at least the one
Maybe
night
you snore.
especially
Maybe
were.
that's what it is.
They rarely stay over, Dana.
Oh no!
God, I love
you. I feel so attacked here. By the way, I didn't even do anything wrong, and I feel attacked. Just having an extra appendage, I feel attacked. Do you want to get started on the secrets?
I would love to. And I
Okay.
will kick us off here with our first dirty little secret that says, I've been having so many sex dreams lately, and none include my husband.
Ugh.
It's starting to mess me up. Why is my subconscious such a slut? LOL. I can't control it though, so I guess get it, girl. My husband would definitely make it into a fight though, so keep this a secret.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, of course he would make it into a fight.
yeah.
If he was any kind of real man, of course that would be quite
He
insulting.
was any kind of real man. That's not insulting. She can't control her dreams.
Some men are turned on by that.
That's true.
That's
We need a
nasty,
little
man.
cuckold going on.
That is not my thing.
Yeah,
I am not
that's
going to
good.
yuck your yum. Okay.
No. So I think it's natural though. I think it's totally natural to have those feelings and thoughts in your dreams. And I also feel like, how long has she been married for?
Uh-huh.
When I was married, I was definitely having dreams. And I wasn't married that for long. I mean,
I've been married for, 8 years now. And I mean, I would never tell my husband, except he listens to the show, but occasionally
yes, someone slips in.
there are sex dreams that I wake up and I go, oh, he'd be mad if he saw that in my head.
Listen,
I mean-
Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't count.
Yeah, he's my hall pass.
I just feel like that's kind of natural though, and also hot because like I think I'm a monogamous person. I'm old school Italian. Like I don't want my man to have dreams about another woman. I don't want to know about it, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it's like they have to know that it's gonna happen for us too. So, but it's kind of hot that she is enjoying it because that makes her feel alive and sexy.
But I'm not having dreams like that about other women. I'm not. So I don't,
Sweet. That's sweet.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay,
Well, I
you know
think
what? I
that's
was going to
actually
say
really
something
great.
mean, but I'm not going to say it.
What?
I was
What were
gonna
you
say,
going
or
to
he's
say?
lying.
Or you're
Because Danielle listens to the
That's-
show.
That's fucked up, Dana. Don't get me into trouble for nothing. I already have enough issues.
You know what, Brim? I believe you. 22
I don't.
years. I know.
If I wasn't interested, then I wouldn't still be here. At the end
I
of the
think
day,
that's very lovely.
and if you're giving it good, then you shouldn't be thinking about anybody else to begin with.
But it's
Thank
your
you very
brain
much.
and you're sleeping. It's your subconscious. I don't think that you have any control. Think of all of the
Yeah.
shit that you have done in your dreams that you would never do in real life, but your brain somehow meshes everything together. And
Okay.
I don't think it's something that she can control. It just happens.
A while back, I have learned to when I'm in real dreams that are I am able
REM.
to control what happens in my dreams.
You're a
I
lucid
forgot
dreamer.
what it's called, lucid dreamer. So like
Oh.
I'm able to kind of, if I see something's going wrong, realize I'm in a dream and I'm able to kind of swap it out and it's actually it happened. I started doing it not long after my mother passed away. So it's been at least the last 6 years,
But that is a very powerful thing that only certain people can do. And it's
Yeah.
not technically the norm of what everybody does.
Right.
So, I mean, for me, I can do both, but I have to, it's like the stars need to align. I need to have not had, 4 glasses of wine and only had 2 glasses of wine. And there's like a whole bunch of things that have to happen for me to be able to lucid dream.
I wish I could change my dreams because even in my dreams, I get rejected. Like, I'm not even kidding. I have dreams that what's going on within, I've had weird dreams of stuff that is, I have dreams of stuff that is going on in real life. And I'm like, something's not right. And then it isn't right. Or they'll mean something else. And that freaks me out because I'm like, no, get out of my dream. Like, can somebody else come in my dream? Can The Rock come in my dream and massage me? And that means something great? Like, not this stuff. So, like, I have had dreams where if I'm talking to a guy and I'm having a lot of issues with them, they'll appear in the dream and they'll be doing some shady shit in the dream. And I'm like, oh, something's not right. I could tell.
That's your
And
intuition talking.
Your intuition. And then, but I also do think that sometimes you can't, I think that like, her dream might just be talking about some subconscious thing. Like I had some weird dreams where I'm like, that's definitely not true. But it's an underlining meaning.
Yeah.
Well, if all these guys are coming in your dream, I hope you're coming too.
Sometimes.
Listen,
Sometimes it takes too long.
I think this subconscious, slut mannerisms. I mean, I'm not going to slut shame. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to slut shame. Even though
I mean,
I
technically,
should, I'm not
she
gonna
called
slut
it. She called her subconscious a slut, not you. She did
I didn't
it
do
in
it.
her
I
secret.
didn't do it. I just, no. I mean, that's not cool. In my opinion, I don't think it's cool. You can't control it, but why? There's a reason for it. There's a
Yeah,
reason
but that
for it.
doesn't necessarily mean that there's
There's a
like a
reason for it.
problem. She might just need more satisfaction in
Maybe
bed,
he's-
maybe.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then speak about it. Have a conversation.
Well, let her process it first, because how is she supposed to know what it is?
Okay, so if the shoe was on the other foot, and the guy is like, "Oh yeah, I'm having sex dreams with 2-3 girls at a pop, and everything is they're all supermodels and
I
blah
would
blah
not
blah
wanna
blah blah." How would
I would not wanna
that
know.
make the woman
Well,
feel?
one, I don't think that she should tell him that she's having
No.
dreams. But two, my husband jerks off to porn. What's the difference? I'm like,
Right. But
I
dream
haven't
away.
jerked
Just
off.
don't
Yeah.
actually stick your dick in something else, and we're
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
And I think that's natural. I think that is actually pretty healthy after like you've been together for a while to do that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I also think that if she was acting on it, it'd be completely different. And I think that if she told him, it might make him feel insecure. It would make me feel a little insecure.
Totally,
I'd be like,
totally.
all right, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Keep that a secret. You're right, girlfriend. Keep it a little
We're gonna keep it a
secret.
secret.
Dirty little
We're gonna-
secret of yours. Don't
Yeah.
tell him.
so are we ready for the next one?
I'm ready for it. Give it to us, Brim.
Oh my God. See, you're really trying to get me in trouble here. Danielle's listening to this.
Danielle knows
And then-
better.
And she's gonna be like, "What did they say to you?" And then I'm gonna be like, "It was Dana." She'll be like, "Okay." Anyways, all right.
You got to worry when I start saying, give it to me, Danielle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you say, "Give it to me, Danielle," the two of you would have a big gay love affair. You freaking.
We would just be
two of
like
you.
sitting next to each other, watching movies and eating ice cream and crying.
Oh, that's the best kind of love
Probably.
affair.
Probably. Assholes. Okay. I love you both. All right, here we go. Ready? Here we go. My grandma had this old poster in her basement of 4 girls in bikinis on the beach, pinup style. When I was younger, I used to go down there and beat off to it all the time. After she passed, my mom and I were clearing out her things, and we came across the poster. It was then that my mom told me that the poster was of my grandma during her short stint as a model. I was beating off to a young version of my grandma. So out to
Oh my
therapy I go.
Oh my God. And he didn't recognize her though? Like he never saw their pictures? Oh my
That's
God.
fantastic. That's hilarious. You couldn't tell that the face kind of looked like, your grandma or your mother, or,
No, some
like
faces
You?
change quite a bit. Have you looked at old pictures of your grandma or something whenever they were like young and the skin elasticity was still tight and their hair was long and they were like
I mean, she was
curvaceous,
definitely tight.
cute little things.
at one point,
Maybe-
apparently.
But then you also hear those things where like some men or women are attracted to like their father, their mother, right? Like they look like it's weird. But like I also feel like, no one ever brought it up before that she died, that she modeled.
Yeah,
know,
if I
that's-
was a model, I think that I would be. If I was a model and I had my pictures up in my house, I'd have been like, "Look at me! I was so hot
at
whenever I
this."
was 24. That
Right.
Yeah.
tight ass."
I can see you saying that actually.
Totally.
I would.
I can picture you like walking around. You'd make like a T-shirt of yourself. Be like, "You see that?
Yeah.
That's what I used to look like, and I don't look
To be
bad
me.
now either, son of a bitch."
This is how I would
That's right,
scare
right.
people. I would be like, "Yeah, I used to look like this. You see what happened? Gravity and aging."
I'm sure you'll be an adorable grandma, Dana. An adorable grandma.
I think
Stop.
about this a lot, and I don't know that I'm going to be an adorable grandma because,
Uh-oh.
couple of things.
Okay.
I'm sweet,
Oh.
but I also say fuck and dick and stuff like that a lot.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like,
Same.
how can I
I
be
can
like a
vouch
cute
for
little
that.
Can't be a cute
Granny
little
saying
grandma.
dick.
Yeah, when I'm
Well,
saying fucking dick.
Societal norms have changed too. I feel like by the time we are grandparents, that will be like cute,
Mhm.
maybe.
Oh, I
you
hope
know?
so. I'd love to
Maybe.
be the adorable grandma that was like, "Fuck you, you
Dick.
piece of shit,"
So what do you call it? When I was younger and I would be visiting with my aunt and uncle. My uncle owns one of the oldest motorcycle shops on Long Island in New York. And what do you call it? In his back room, in the bathroom, he used to have like a pinup picture of or a couple of different pictures a couple of the like either Playboy, Penthouse, whatever.
Mhm.
And as a kid, I guess I felt like marking my territory, and I wrote my initials where the places that I liked. I was a kid. I was a little kid. I was
So
just writing them on
she
the.
had
I wrote.
Brimstone initials on her boobies.
Well, it was my actual name because I wasn't Brimstone then. It was before
Yeah.
Brimstone. And what do you call it? And my uncle laughed about it. But what do you call it? Years later, the two of the women that were in the pictorials, I actually met in real life, signing at the conventions.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I used to look at you in my uncle's bathroom. So, yeah. At least they still looked nice as older women.
Yeah.
Funny enough, and it was, you know, where I met them at, what do you call it, the adult thing that we were gonna do day.
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
that's
Ooh,
cool.
what's
erotic
adult thing?
erotic expo, exotica.
Ooh.
Exotica, yeah, we were gonna do that because I signed there with one of these. I forgot what the hell I signed there for. With who? But I did this signing, and yeah, I bumped into a whole bunch of people, and then I also did a thing at an erotic New York City or something like that, or I forgot what it was called, Erotic Expo, I think it was. And Danielle was with me for that, and I met a couple of people there too. What do you call it? But
I love
mean,
that
you know
these
me.
grannies came to erotica to.
I know. I think that's
And they
hot.
make-
Get it?
They make so
Yeah.
much money too. It's like ridiculous, hand over fist. But I mean, look, a lot of them were the porn stars. So yeah, I was like, I used to see you on my dad's old tapes. Look at that.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Tapes.
Listen,
Tapes.
Danielle knows
Just
about
even
that.
The word.
Yeah.
She knows about that. What do you call it? Are we done ragging on this poor clown who jacked off to his granny?
I don't think that I mean, we didn't even touch on the fact that he jerked off to his grandma,
Yeah.
but you know what? Maybe that is best.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a little-
look, I could go off on this guy for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, we don't want to make him
Seriously.
feel any worse than he probably already does. I mean,
mean-
the gag reflex alone.
Yeah, I
Let's-
think it's just weird that it's like he didn't recognize because there's other women in the picture too. So it wasn't just the granny. So maybe you can feel a little bit better about that. But it's definitely a dirty secret. I wouldn't tell the woman he's with.
No.
No, but can you imagine? I mean, Granny, when she was still alive, Granny's there having mahjong with all the girls that were in the poster, and he comes over and he just gets gum jobs all around. I mean, that would have been a lot better than, you know, whacking off to the picture, I'm assuming. I mean, make a play for it at least. I mean, look, they're still there. I mean, you just look at the poster while you're getting it. That's all. And at the end of the day, I mean, didn't we have somebody who did something like that? In the guy who wanted his mom's friends or something like that.
Oh, yeah, but he
And
got with
and
his
got
mom
it.
friend.
He got it because he listened to my advice. Thank you very much. Thank
He
you very
did.
much.
He went
He
for
listened-
it. Yeah.
And he got it. And then I think he went out with one of the other ones too, didn't he?
I don't
Something like that?
remember. Was there two or was
I
there?
think there was two. I think there was two.
I
And he
think there
got
was
with
two
one.
interested in him, but he went for one. Maybe?
I don't know, but I know
don't
he
know.
was. What should I do? And I gave him the advice, and he did it. And he's like, "It was smooth."
He got it.
What was the age difference?
Oh, my gosh.
I don't even know. I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Wow.
It was like his mom's like best friends though.
20s to 50s, I guess. Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I don't know if I could
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
We've got some crazy ones on here where the girls in their 20s and they're sleeping with guys in their 50s and 60s. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I mean,
don't
that's
I don't
not-
know.
I mean, that happens quite a bit in life.
Yeah.
that's pretty
But I don't
par
get
for the
it.
course.
Which makes me feel, as a woman at 42, and I'm talking to this guy who's 49, feel
I'm 49.
insecure about myself because I've heard a lot of men say, well, I want to find a younger woman. I'm like, but you know, that's a little I get it. And you can fall in love. I think age is not it doesn't qualify what you fall in love with, but like
Right.
just to find a younger one for what reason? There's what's wrong with me that I'm not like horrid. And so I do this whole insecurity thing about the age thing. And I think about the one that's not giving me attention. I'm like, well, is he trying to find like a 20-year-old? And I'm like, your dick doesn't work half the fucking time anyway. What are you gonna do? with a 20-year-old?
We need help these days. I think a lot of, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not in the dating scene really, but I think that it's like a control thing. Like you can manipulate a younger woman more
Okay.
than you can, a person of our age where we're like, we know who we are now. We've already done the bullshit 20s and figured ourselves out in our 30s. And now we're in our 40s and we're like, listen, bro, I could do with or without you. So
Right.
like,
No.
figure it out.
It's not about the age difference. It's about the intelligence of the person themselves. All right.
Depending on what you're looking for.
A woman in her 20s can be smart and sophisticated,
Sure.
and and be, then there could be ones that are dumb as bricks, and it goes the same for an older woman, you know what I
Right.
mean? So I think
Same for
it's
younger guys too.
and the same thing for
Mhm.
younger guys. I mean, no, most younger guys are fucking morons.
Yeah, my camera guy, you met him. You met my camera guy, Lewis. He's 23. He is
Yeah.
smarter and more mature than most 40-year-old men I've dated.
Really?
100%.
You should date him.
Go for Lewis.
I could not date him because we work together and we're such a good tag team. I would not want to, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
like family.
Not even like a little curious though.
No,
No.
because I feel like that's just no, and it's nothing to get. No,
I mean, I understand. Yeah. There's
I'm
just
not-
some people that give that brother vibe that you're like, I just couldn't because it feels weird.
Well, I also feel like I can't get under it's 18-year difference. I can't get under that. Like I could have had him. I could have been his mom, and I just
You can get on
feel
top
that-
of it if you wanted to, if that makes it better.
I mean, listen, maybe
Dayna!
I feel like I can't get under that young of a person. Like I've dated a guy who's 8 years younger, but not like the 18 is a
That's a big number.
That's
That's a whole ass adult person.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Oh my god.
All right, you guys, are you guys ready for the next one?
Yes.
Conversation.
I
Yeah,
am
go to the
curious
next
what you're
one.
going to think of this one, Michelle.
Oh,
Okay.
my goodness.
Okay, this one says, I didn't tell my girlfriend that I have kids, and now it's been 4 months, and I'm not sure how to break it to her. My kids and ex-wife live in another state, and then in parentheses it says military guy. I see them on school breaks and for a couple of weeks in the summer. Last time they were here was in June, which was before I met and started dating her. Now they are coming for winter break, and I'm afraid she's going to break up with me. The whole reason I didn't mention them sooner is because she specifically said she wouldn't ever date a guy with kids. And honestly, at that time, I was just trying to sleep with her. Then we ended up dating, and I fell for her. And now I'm screwed. I'll keep you posted.
What
Wow.
the fuck?
Wow.
He
First date convo information, right?
I mean, how did she not? Does she not have him on social media either? He must not post anything about his kids.
or
Pictures
like
in
have
the
any
apartment?
pictures in his house.
I also feel like that is a typical military dude who's got some PTSD. I'm sorry, I've dated military guys. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is that it? And the fact is also what he wanted to just sleep with her because that's understandable. That's why when she said, I don't want to have kids or
He
not
was like, whatever.
be around kids. But now that you know that and you I still can't get underneath you wanting to pursue it more, even knowing that.
And 4 months is a long ass time to date
Yes.
somebody and not mention that you have spawned children.
4 days is a long time. 4 months.
Some people don't even know they spawn children. I mean, come on. You know what I mean?
Could you imagine these kids come for winter break and he's like, oh my God, who are they?
I forgot. I have kids.
Oh, that's
Must be the
right.
PTSD.
That's awful.
Whoops.
You
That'd
could
be
find
great.
something to blame it on.
Just be
They
honest
always do.
about it, man. Just be honest. Why does he have to be full of shit? You know what I mean? Just be honest about it. Come on, bro.
And
Like,
4
really.
months is like enough time to fall in love with somebody. Like I fell in love with my husband way before 4 months.
Mm.
So like, does she love you, bro? And you just
Who
did this
knows?
to her? Because that's
Not
rough.
anymore, because that's going to end it right there. She'll get rid of him for keeping that kind of a secret. If you're
Lie. It's a
keeping-
lie.
If you're
really. He
keeping
lied.
that much of a secret and you're lying that hard about that, there's no way, especially in 4 months. If you were together for a few years, that might be one thing. But then at the end of the day, I mean, keeping that kind of a secret, I don't know.
And there's also like, what if he can do that? What else can he put off and not tell her is a little disturbing.
Right.
But we're
You
at the
know?
beginning of a relationship. So just because I have ovaries and I've done this before, do you think there's a chance that she explains it away because she's in love with him? So she makes excuses for him and is like, oh, he was nervous because I said this thing. And,
Well,
like
yeah.
it might end up working in his favor if she's in love with him.
Speaking as the resident vulnerable divorcee single lady who has always taken the path that everybody tells me not to take, yes, there's definitely a chance of that. There's the red flags, and everyone's like, "Go this way," and I'm like, "But it's pretty."
Red's my favorite color.
Yeah.
Oh my
Goes with my
God.
outfit.
I look so
Yeah.
good in red.
This dude.
Valentine's Day.
No, this dude's a douche, man. I'm
He's a
sorry,
douche.
bro. Thank you for listening, but you're a douche.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, do we
Call me. I have kids.
Here's the thing: if I was single and I was I was out there dating or whatever, but my kids are my life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you don't like kids, well, I'm sorry, but I've got kids. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you could tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy obviously has no fucking relation with his
Right.
children.
Right.
If he's been dating this girl for 4 months and she does not know he has kids and he hasn't gotten phone calls from them or called them, or she just not
Or like
around
wanted
that
to
often.
brag about them at all. Like, oh my God, my son
not
did
come
so
up?
good
Yeah.
in T-ball, or they had a school play, or whatever. Whenever I was a single mom, I immediately told, like, whenever I met Joe, my husband, he asked me out. And I was like, okay. And then we like exchanged numbers and I texted him and I was like, before we go out, you should know, like, I have 2 kids, they're 3 and 4. And he texted back with, I think children enrich your life. And I just like creamed my pants right there. And I was like, I'm going to love this man forever.
He was trying to get in
I
her
love
pants at
that.
that point, and then
He
he fell in
was,
love
yeah,
with
for sure.
Well, I mean, I think that if that's always a thing for me too, when I date a guy who doesn't really see his kids that often or doesn't have kids and they can't understand. This last guy his son's not talking to him right now.
And you're like,
he
what? But why?
And he doesn't know why. He doesn't know why.
There's a reason for it. You know what I mean? Unless the mother soured him. You know what I mean?
So
That
that's
could be
another
good.
thing he thinks is the mother. But I had to say, when we there's so much to that.
Totally.
alienation
Layers
stuff.
and layers.
So I feel like this guy definitely doesn't have, like you said, Brim, does not have a good relationship with his children if he can hide it for that long. And also, it just speaks volumes for his character as a father, as a man to date, and he might have to go back to therapy if he's even had therapy, and if he's been in the military, he probably hasn't.
Okay, so let's say that you were dating a guy and 4 months later he's like, oh, by the way, I have kids. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I'd be very devastated that he lied, and I would be torn because I know myself and I fall quickly if I have feelings for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably, knowing my bad patterns, probably give him a chance to explain.
Mm-hmm.
But the rational side would say, goodbye.
Yeah.
You lied. Absolutely not. You lied.
Yeah.
How horrible is that?
People
Yeah.
make mistakes. People make mistakes, but that's intentional. You know what
That's
I'm
a sick
saying?
mistake, yeah.
That's not a mistake. That's an intentional lie. Yeah, you should not be ashamed of having children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if she's not cool with having children in her life, they didn't even go out on the first date. So if you're going to assume that you don't want to be around these kids or whatever right off the bat, then you're the asshole. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not the person who has the kids. And do you really want to be, hanging out with a woman like that or a man like that?
Well, I'm going to come to the defense of a person that says that they don't want to date somebody with kids because I didn't want to date anybody with kids.
Okay.
I wanted my kids to be the full focus
Ah.
star of the show. I didn't want to have them share attention with other children. So I didn't want to date anybody with children.
Okay.
That's it. I like that, actually.
But if Joe wound up having kids beforehand, then you would have been like, all right, well, he is a nice guy, and maybe I'll give him a shot anyway. I don't think that you would have turned.
Maybe. I don't know, because it didn't end up that way, thankfully. But
Well,
who knows?
but you
We
guys-
might
you
have an
guys danced.
18-year-old come knocking on the door one day like, Daddy, you know?
You were dancing, doing the hokey pokey, whatever the hell it was. That
He
you were
told
doing
me
at that
about this
country
one
thing.
time in Mexico where the condom broke. So I'm like, well, maybe. I guess we'll find out.
We'll find
Oh my
out
God.
someday. Pablo,
Wow. Oh, can you
Welcome
imagine?
home, son.
our new addition to
Wow.
the family.
Then it's like, I can't have this.
No, I'd have it. I'd give him a hug, feed him. He
Okay.
could stay. It's cool. It
Oh,
was before my time. I don't mind.
All right.
yeah. Like,
Fair enough.
I think
don't
this guy needs to come clean as soon as possible and then take it from there. But just admit to being someone who needs a lot of work on himself.
Yeah. Agree with that.
Yep. I agree
Hard
with that,
agree.
too. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't handle.
You ready, Brim, for the last one?
No. But I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, you ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
The next
Drum roll.
writer says, flirted with a single dad of one of my students since the beginning of the year. He decided to be blunt during the parent-teacher conference and tell me that he has a thing for me. We've been meeting up for sex ever since. I get butterflies every time I see him at school pickup, and I can't tell anyone really because sleeping with a parent is frowned upon. But the sex is extra hot because we have to sneak around. Wow.
Hot.
Okay.
Hot.
Oh, she's in for it. You like this,
Hot.
Michelle.
All right. I mean, look, it's a single dad, so that's cool. Being one of the students, I'm cool with that. I'm okay with this one.
This
You
is
think
a
that
hot
the
one.
kid's gonna
Married
get?
dad, if it was a married dad or she was married, then that'd be a different animal. But
Yeah.
or if it was one of the students themselves,
No.
that would be
Well,
another
no,
issue.
this is illegal territory that we are
Yes.
not getting into.
No, but I think that like this is something that's like a fantasy too, like for especially like if they're both single and it's consenting adults and it is hot to sneak around. I've done that before, we're sneaking around, but it's like then at what point, like I would have probably at this point gotten feelings for the guy and been like, when are we gonna come out?
Yeah.
Like, you know, school year is not till June.
Whenever you come pick up little Timmy, I want you to like sweep me off my feet and kiss me in front of the principal. And then you lose your
Yeah.
job.
Right.
you
Like
lose
I
your
wonder if they're
job.
going out on dates.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Or
know.
if we're just
How
boning
old?
here.
How old is
That's
the kid
interesting.
too?
Well, if it's parent teacher conferences, I assume that it's like younger, right? Because once they get older, you
No.
don't have parent teacher conferences anymore.
We
Up to
had
middle
them.
school.
We had
Yeah,
them
they're
in
middle school.
my school district. We had them. Oh, I thought we had them into high school, but I know middle school at least. So
Yeah.
maybe middle. Oh, I'm curious how old the kid is.
I've got to say, I'm going to, from the information that we have gathered, say that he/she is like 12 or under.
Okay. Well,
That's
then the
my
kid,
guess.
No, that's a little. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think about if it was a professor and a college student hooking up?
My cousin married her college professor.
Really?
Were
Yeah.
they getting it
Yeah.
on during
Like 5 kids. I
Wow.
think they were. From what I remember back in the day, my mom was like, she married a college professor. They had to have. Now, there is a good age gap, but they have like 5 kids.
Wow. So she
And-
passed his class then.
She passed
was
the
gonna
class,
say.
boo.
Yeah.
I went out with my college professor, but in grad school, like he was an adjunct because he was getting his doctorate. And then years later, like he never finished his doctorate and we went out after one of my comedy shows. So I guess I went out with him, but we never like had sex or anything. So that
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
it's, I think it's okay.
I was thinking, like, while they're in that class, because apparently, you if you're a college professor and you do that, you can get canned.
Uh-huh.
But what do you call it? Yeah.
I know college professors that did do it and they got promoted
Wow.
at a semi Ivy League school.
Whoa.
Interesting. Wow.
I mean, and it's messed up because it is word of mouth, but people in the department were like, oh, he bangs people. And they moved him up because they didn't want to have lawsuits.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So he's away from the students.
Yeah. Oh god.
Interesting.
They promoted him to keep him away from
It's-
students. They're like, keep it in your pants, bro.
And I've had, even in regular school districts, same thing.
Wow.
I live in Jersey. Some dirty shit goes on in Jersey.
Hey, they
Oh, I
do
thought
call
you
it
were in the
Dirty
city.
Jersey.
Why do I think you were in the city? I thought you were in Manhattan.
Well, I work in New York, but I'm right outside of New York City. I grew up in Jersey, and like New York City's been my backyard. I went to school in New York. Yeah, so I'm a Jersey girl.
My aunt is in
Dirty
North
Jersey.
Plainfield. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I'm in Nutley, and I grew up in Clifton, Patterson.
Did you say you live in Nutley?
I know I'm a nut, and I live in Nutley.
That is an amazing town to live in, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, you ladies. So getting back to this, I don't have a problem with this.
I get
at
it,
all.
girl. Get it.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't have
Get
a
it.
problem with it. You know, like listen, most single guys that if they have a kid and they're a single parent and single dad, I'm sure they're hoping that their kid has a sexy teacher that they can
Yep.
sit. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
like,
hot
"How you
teacher, hot
doing?"
nanny,
You know what I
hot
mean?
doctor, hot coach, hot. I mean, you name it across the board. They want them all to be hot.
Yeah. Hot Starbucks barista, hot corner store, the bodega,
yes.
everything. Hot.
So
all
I'm
around.
curious, does your dirty little secret that you were talking about before beat these ones?
Okay, well, yes. I think, well, I don't think it beats it in a creepy way, but definitely.
But in a sexy way.
But it's worth telling for the
See what I
for
did?
know if I
people to
should say it.
judge.
It is. I had,
Oh, she's breaking down.
I know.
You don't have to tell it. You can just send it anonymously if you don't want to say it out loud.
I had, well, I had locker room sex, but as an adult.
Wait, where was the locker room?
At the guy that I was seeing at the high school that he coaches at.
Ooh.
After a game.
I love this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my
So that
God.
was one. Maybe I'll have to send in the other one. The other one I might have to contact my lawyer about.
Yeah. Well, they're anonymous, so
Wow.
if you send them
Well,
in, we don't
that's
even
why
know
I
who
might.
it
That's
is.
why I would say I would do it anonymously because I just
Yeah.
realized that the woman I think can still email me. That's
It is.
a
It's
dirty
not
bad.
past the statute of limitations.
Well, no, it has, but it was a situation with somebody that I was with that ended up still being married, and I totally talk about it on my show on and off, and I've curbed it a little bit because she listens to it, the wife, and
Oh.
it was like years ago, and I was like, look, please leave me. Like, I never responded to her because we did talk about everything and how he lied and all this other stuff. And I was ashamed and horrified and guilty. But then there are a lot of dirty little secrets within the relationship I had with him that she was like, what? Like, it was just disturbing. But it was also like, damn, bitch, really? So I'll have to, yeah.
People never cease to amaze me with some of the shit that happens.
I'm a good Catholic
Wow.
girl.
Yeah.
I've heard
All
some
good Catholic
things.
girls have sex in
I've heard
locker
some
rooms,
things,
okay?
Michelle. I've heard some things. All right. I don't want to hear that I'm a good Catholic girl shit over here, okay? Maybe when we're hanging out elsewhere, but not on this show, sweetheart.
Listen,
Ain't happening.
you can still be good with God and have a little kink to yourself, okay? You're allowed.
Okay, Dayna.
Duality.
Okay, Dayna. I'm not
A
yucking
lady-
yums, Dayna. I'm not yucking yums. But come on now. You
No,
can
you
still be a lady.
can.
You can still be a lady, sure.
Well, a
Stop
lady
being
in
a
the street
lady.
and a freak in the sheets, or whatever they say. In the Italian school, it was you're a lady in the parlor, a cook in the kitchen, and a whore in the bedroom. That's fine, but I ended up getting into a bad situation that was really set me back mentally with men for a year. And like, then I went from that guy to the Cuban producer who walked all over me and sent me an unboxing like he was on The Bachelorette. So clearly I have my own issues to deal with.
I don't
you know?
understand that. I don't understand it.
That
I
guy
don't
takes
get
the
it.
cake.
I will say, I mean, I can't show you the video on screen, but I can send it to you because then his face is in it, right? But it was, I had people watch it. I'm like, is this normal? They're like, no, this is abnormal.
Again, people never fucking cease to amaze me. Like the audacity.
Yeah, I'm going to see too if I could pull it up
I don't
just to show you guys.
understand. I don't understand why you've had such disappointments. That's awful.
Thank you. Because I feel like it's me at this point.
No.
Can I tell you why you've had such disappointments? I'll tell
Yes,
you right now.
please.
because
Please.
without it, your career wouldn't be taking the turns that it is taking. So
Oh,
you are
thank
getting
you.
great content
I'm gonna
for
cry.
your continued success. So fuck those
I
guys.
appreciate
You can do it all by your damn self. And whenever
Yes.
you're ready to be, um, whenever you don't need any more content for your show, or whenever your content shifts, that's when you're gonna get the guy. That's the one that's gonna show up and be the love of your life.
I
But I
mean,
could.
honestly, I appreciate that because I have been dealing with a lot of that, of like, especially end of the year with the Christmas and the New Year's, and like not
Mm-hmm.
having this love that I really love, like really, really want with a partner. It kind of, it pushes all the positive stuff that's going on around me down, and it makes me feel really shitty.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of the men that I have talked to or dated, like, you should not make fun of the men. You should really put it on yourself. You should really make it about empowerment. And I'm like, I am empowered, but I'm also
Yeah.
really hurting. And
Yeah.
like, why do you have to tell me what to do when you're the one who's fucking rejecting me? You know?
It's
Listen.
duality. Again, you're allowed to be both things. You can be one thing and another thing at the same time. You can be empowered and you can be fucking hurt at the same time.
Here it
Thank
is.
you.
These are obviously not the right men, and maybe it's not the right. It's not the right. I don't know where you're meeting these people, but the fact of the matter is, the things I'll tell you about Michelle, that we don't know each other very well, but we know each other well enough. Where I can tell she's a ball of energy. What do you
Thank
call it? She's got a great presence about her. She's got a fantastic energy, which is why we continued to talk after we met.
Yes, thank you.
What do you call it? You know, she's a very beautiful lady. What do you call it? And she's a ball of fire. I don't understand, you know, why you would have. I think that maybe you're you know, you're giving up too much of yourself, you know what I mean, to these people before making them earn it. You know what I'm saying?
100%. That is what I just said today. I'm like, I just give. And the last guy was a friend for 3 years, knows me. So I thought that going in,
It was like a great foundation.
no,
No.
No.
it's the same thing. He's not earning it. And I
No.
feel like that's what makes me upset. Mostly upset is that I've allowed someone to get me without earning it. And it's like, now I got to recover again and get back
Yeah.
up.
What do you call again? It when it's time, it'll be time. The fact of the matter is that, you know, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault that this is happening. It's people, especially men, and the older they get, the more, you know, in that zone that they get, that they're just in whatever they want, and that's, you know what I mean. They don't give a shit about anybody else. They're very,
Yeah.
you know, can't teach an old dog new tricks kind of a thing. You know, they're set in their ways. And some of them you probably didn't want, you know. So think of it as you dodged a bullet, you know, with
Yes.
some of these assholes. And the
Big
fact of the
dodged a
matter-
bullet energy. Yeah.
huge. And you know, you can't blame yourself. The only thing that you can blame yourself for is the fact that you love too hard. You know what I mean? And that's a good
That's not a
trait to
blame.
have.
That's a good thing.
And that's a
Yeah.
good. I just said, and that's a good trait to
Mhm.
have. See,
Mhm.
I got your
Aw.
back, sister. I got your back.
Yeah.
You know. But what
Well,
do you call
this
it? You know.
those are lovely things to say. I really do appreciate it, because it's like that's the kind of struggle I've been having, where it's like, wah, wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you kind of need those affirmations, because then you start getting reminded by these men that, or the guys that I'm putting myself out there with, that like maybe it is me, and then like 5 seconds later I'm like, but wait a minute, what the fuck
No.
did I do? I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
It's not a problem. What do you call it? If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't say it. You know,
Hey.
you know, I again, there's certain people that have good energy that I like to listen. When Dayna and I met, however many years ago at this point, what do you call it?
Yeah.
You know, we did. I was a guest on her show, old show she had, and I said I love this girl's energy. You know, she's
Aw.
a good person, and we
Yeah.
stayed in touch, in contact, and what do you call it? And then we were like, you know, we should do something together. And here we are.
Here
2
we
years
are.
later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love
So,
that.
like, you know, you stick with people that are like-minded with the good energy, and you know, like I said, when your time is right, your time will be right. There's a lot of fish in the sea, as awful as that sounds, but you know,
And you're near New York City, so I mean, there's lots of people there.
you know,
New York Post just said, or NBC put out an article that said New Jersey and New York are one of the worst places to be single, and I was like, thanks NBC, we already know that.
well, because there's like 10 women to every one guy, if not more.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the good guys I hate to say it as a guy,
Married.
most of the good guys are snatched up. You know?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get the guys that are snatched up that are still trying to get tail on the back end, and
There's
that's
still
why
good guys that are getting divorced. Like you can be a good person and have a relationship not work out. So there's a cycle going around. They're
right,
coming
but
back
then you
around.
gotta-
Don't worry.
You gotta find those people. You know
Gotta
what I'm
find 'em.
saying? So, but most guys, especially in their upper 30s, and forward, no, not good news.
No.
Not to put it
Not good
bluntly.
news.
I've seen it. I've seen a lot on the road, and I've seen a lot of guys that are in long-term marriages that are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and it is what it is. Again, as Dana would say, I'm
We
not
get a
gonna
lot
left
of the
there young.
secrets here too.
We
Yeah.
get a lot of the secrets here. It is what it is. But stay strong, sister. You'll be fine.
I am. I think that what you both are saying is lovely, and focusing on myself and my daughter always trumps those other things. I think when they come into my vision, like again, I'm not on the dating apps. I meet them through work mostly, actually, now that I think about it. But when it comes into my line of vision and I get excited, it's hard for me to let go. I'm a typical Italian. I don't let go easily. So it's that kind of me getting out of my own way. So I will, and I hope to God 2024 allows me to let go of stuff like this.
2024 is going to be a good year. I'm calling it in right now. It's going to be a good year. Big things are happening for all of us. And this has been so fun having you on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. You both are amazing and lovely, and I hope to work with you guys again.
And tell people where they can find you on Instagram or, the interwebs.
So you can find, I'm on like every single platform known to man, from Snapchat to LinkedIn to Facebook to Instagram, TikTok. So it's Michele Traina, 1L, and it's Divorce Diaries. Either of those you can find me. And you could also go to micheletraina.com and you can find all my stuff there as well.
Awesome.
Make sure you check out her comedy stuff. It is fantastic. I've caught a bunch of it online, and hopefully one day I will go out to one of the shows when you do something locally.
You both are invited, and you got a ticket with your name on it. Anytime I'm traveling, New York, LA, San Diego, I will. You got it. You got it.
I love
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, Dana, what do you call? I think that's about all the time we have. What do you call? You want to tell everybody the one little rule that we have here, Dirty Little Secrets Club?
I would love to. Guys, the first rule of the Dirty Little Secrets Club is to tell everyone about the Dirty Little Secrets Club.
We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit us up on all the social media, rate, review, and subscribe. That being said, we'll see you guys again next week.
Follow me. Promised land. You think we want something from you, you got another thing coming.